Well, good afternoon. I'm Jason Laird from the Storm Tracker Weather Team here with your afternoon forecast. I got to be honest with you, these winds are really messing up my forecast. I was anticipating we were going to see some rain-snow mixtures moving throughout the foothills and eastern plains, but really it's just been wind. And here's why. Good old Chinook winds. We all know what those are, right? The snow eaters. So here's what's going on. We got strong winds around 10,000 feet and above. Those transfer down to the surface. And as those winds wrap over top of the high terrain, they compress and heat up. Plus, they create some pretty healthy friction. So again, we're getting a warm wind, which, as it accelerates down the mountains, really eats up that snow, and it also kind of eats up my forecast. Reason for that, again, it's drying everything out. So what's happening is as that system's moving over top, that cold front we've been talking about, as it's moving over top of the high terrain, picture it like a kitchen sponge, right? You squeeze that sponge out. That's exactly what's happening as that system moves up over top of the mountains. It condenses, cools, squeezes out all the moisture, gets caught up in those winds, and really dries things out. Now, with that said, we do have a couple watches and warnings I wanted to point out to you here. We'll go ahead and zoom in. I'll show you what we've got going. So here into our area, we're looking at Cascade County, Judith Basin, and Meager there through about 3 a.m., looking at a winter weather advisory. Not much to really write home about. Weather Service is still anticipating a little bit of snow out of this system maybe this evening. I'm not really holding my breath on that right now. I've been saying a rain-snow mix for the last few hours, and it doesn't look like that appears to be the case. So we'll keep our eye obviously posted on that. A little bit further south, Broadwater County, we do have an aerial flood advisory. That means creeks and streams in this area could see some minor flooding. We've been talking about that as well. As this snow melts very rapidly, we're going to likely see some creeks and streams flood, especially the smaller creeks and streams. The other concern with this is ice jams. Streams or rivers that have been jammed up with ice, as it starts to thaw, it cracks apart. When it cracks apart, it will dam up waterways, causing flooding. We'll talk more about that tonight in Maine weather. As for your future track, model's still anticipating some showers, kind of snow flurries moving throughout eastern Montana. Honestly, I think the winds are going to dry up most of this. We could see a few spotty flurries and a few spotty showers, but really for the most part, these winds are drying everything up, absolutely murdering my forecast, I'll be honest with you. All right, wind gusts. That still remains the story. Likely going to see them kick up a little bit even more. Around 5 and 6 as that cold front is right over top of us. As that system continues to track off to the east, we'll see the winds start to die down into Great Falls and Helena and really pick up throughout the eastern plains. Hayes and Stanford increasing their 40 to 50 mile an hour gusts can't be ruled out as that cold front passes throughout the area. So the big story here as we enter into our weekend, all right, what we're looking at is a 500 millibar chart. This is looking at pressure levels about halfway up the atmosphere, so roughly 18,000 feet. And I like to show this because it really paints the picture of that area of high pressure that's going to be building in. So as we enter into this weekend, area of high pressure is going to see, we notice, let me get my pointer here. We notice this big dome, right? That's high pressure building into the region, and it's taking this colder Arctic air mass that we've had planted over the state and shoving it off to the east. That system's going to continue to build in over your weekend, making for absolutely beautiful conditions, sunny skies remaining, and that high pressure ridge looks to hang with us up through Wednesday, maybe even Thursday of this next week. So warm, sunny conditions, big bump in the jet stream. That's allowing for all that nice, warm southern air to move over top of the state and take all that nasty cold stuff and move it well out to our east. There's your afternoon forecast and kind of a look into the weekend. Have yourself a great TGI Friday.